Good morning. This is Saturday, June 10th, and I promised you that I would tell you about my vitamin D3 deficiency, and how it has presented itself in my life, what symptoms I am having, and been having for a very long time, and didn't even realize it was anything. But first, I sound like Joel Osteen here, as he says he likes to start off every day with a joke, with a funny story. And so this is my funny story. About just as I decided to sit down and do this, the phone rang, and so I answered the phone, and I knew it was someone trying to sell me something. And they said it was senior care, and these people were actually trying to sell me a funeral insurance. And I just hung up the phone really quick and without even saying goodbye. And I thought that was pretty funny, and because I'm trying to recover and regain my health and my strength and my life. And so someone this morning, the universe decided, should I say the dark side of the universe decided that I needed funeral insurance this morning. So goodbye for that. And so what I'm going to do, because I don't have a lot of mental focus going on at the moment, what I'm going to do is to post a lot of very small little videos. And then I'm going to send them all to YouTube, and then I'm going to go to YouTube after I've said everything I want to say, and I'm going to edit all of it together and then post it. So later on today, you will see what I'm saying right now. So, see you later. Bye. Now, in any good story, there are maybe at least two plots going on, and these two plots sort of intertwine, and you discover as you read the story or hear the story how these two plots intertwine and why they intertwine. Okay, so the first plot in my story is that I'm sick and getting sicker and have a lot of different symptoms, shall we say, and not illnesses but symptoms. And the other plot going on is that about 3 months ago, perhaps 4 months ago, I experienced a renewal in my interest of tarot cards that I had enjoyed looking at many decades ago. And except that this time around, I did not want to get involved with the tarot deck that I had known before, which is called the Rider-Waite tarot deck. And there were many pictures in there that were scary, and many other pictures in there that showed depicted people getting stabbed with swords and things. And so this is really not any place where I want to go. And my renewed interest in the tarot deck was when I came across a tarot deck called Angel Tarot, and developed by Doreen Virtue and Radley Valentine. And these cards were very gentle and sweet and kind. There were pictures of angels and archangels and unicorns and dolphins and little fairies and all kinds of things like that. And so I thought that this would be fun to learn how to do. So in my study of the angel cards, the angel tarot cards, there were archangel cards in there as well. Some of the most well-known archangels. One of the archangels that I became interested in was Archangel Raphael, who is in charge of healing and our health, and helping us to recover from illnesses and to feel better about life and better about ourselves, emotionally and physically and mentally and all of that. So, of course, because I've always been interested in health and healing, I was a little bit drawn to him. And last Thursday on my way to work, So I was driving down the road. I came to a stop sign, and I just thought about Archangel Raphael in my mind really quickly, flashed in my mind, and I just said a little prayer to him. I don't think we're supposed to pray to archangels, but I talked to him, and I said, something like, Archangel Raphael, I am wanting to heal. I want to heal. Please send me your green healing light into me, and please tell me anything that I need to know so that I can get well, so that I can be better. And I'm tired of being sick and feeling awful, and I don't think I should be feeling like this. And that was Thursday on the way to work. So this is what happened. Saturday, that next Saturday, a couple of days later, which is a week ago today, that Saturday night I did something unusual, something that I would not ordinarily do. I set my radio alarm clock to wake me up at 6:30 in the morning, and I really didn't know why I did it. I just flipped the switch and went to bed. And when I woke up at 6:30 the next morning, on that Sunday morning, a week from tomorrow, when I woke up on that Sunday morning, I heard people talking on the radio. It was a talk radio program, I guess, or Sunday public information things that radio stations have to do on Sunday morning. There was a conversation going on about vitamin D3 deficiency, and I came awake quite quickly after I kind of realized what they were talking about, and I sat up in bed and I listened to what they were saying, and they were listing this symptom and this symptom and this symptom and that symptom and that symptom, and I went, oh my God, oh my God, oh my God, and I was just like, like this big epiphany happened, or a light bulb, or whatever you want to call it. I said, oh my God, I'm going to get myself tested for that today. And so that's what I did. A few hours later, after I pulled myself together, I went over to my local clinic and had myself tested for it, had some blood drawn for them to check to see if I had vitamin D3 deficiency. And so that's how the two plots kind of combined, and that's how I discovered about vitamin D3 deficiency. And this is why I call how I found out about the D3 deficiency at all, how I found out about it. I call it a divine intervention, because I really truly believe that I would not know this information now. I would not be even at this point in time as a little weensy baby on my way to recovery. I would not have known this information if I had not have began to learn about the angels and the archangels and Archangel Raphael, and if I had not said something to him and asked for his help, that I probably would not have turned the radio alarm clock on that night. I truly believe that, because I just do. So take it or leave it, but I believe it. So I am saying that I'm on my way to recovery because of divine intervention. Now I remember. This is very interesting for me to put all this together. A week from the day that I prayed or spoke to Archangel Raphael to ask him to help me, 1 week from the day, which was the next Thursday, which was a couple of days before today, I went back to the clinic after work to find out what my results were, to find out if I was deficient in vitamin D3. And so the gal called me in to sit in a little booth, and she explained to me and she showed me, and she was quite concerned. I think it was a nurse that helped me. It wasn't the doctor. The nurse showed me my paper, and I got a wonderful, to me it was a wonderful, glorious, happy surprise because I was deficient in vitamin D3, and my number was 11. Okay? So those of you who are going through this know what that means. Now I'm going to tell the rest of the world. Normal D3 readings would be 30 to 100. And many doctors like you to have a reading of 50 and above, and even higher than that if you live in a far northern country such as Scotland or Finland or something like that. You need to have as much vitamin D3 in you as possible, or you will have a lot of symptoms. And the number one biggest symptom is catching a lot of colds and illnesses and this and that, one thing after another, because I learned that vitamin D3 is it builds up your immune system better than any other vitamin. And I always thought that that was the job of vitamin C, but no, I learned that vitamin D3 builds up your immunity so that you don't get sick with everything that flies through the atmosphere and lands on your nose or wherever else it lands. So anyway, my number was not anywhere near close to 30. It was 11, and so they told me I should take 5,000 units of vitamin D3 every day, and come back in 3 months. So, but what they didn't know is that I had already been taking it for a week already. I had already been taking it for a week. And because the minute I left the clinic that previous Saturday, after I had the blood drawn to see if I was deficient, my next drive was just about a block away to the pharmacy, and I picked up some vitamin D3. And I also bought something else, which I'm going to tell you about right now. In my description box below the video, I have listed several YouTube channels where the owners of the channel have told their stories about vitamin D3 deficiency, how they discovered it, how long they've had it, their issues with trying to convince a doctor to give them a test. And yes, I had a little bit of that, but it was not as bad as theirs, so I didn't really include it here. But I did have to ask for the test. They did not think that, oh my goodness, maybe she has vitamin D3 deficiency. No, I had to figure that out for myself. However, in doing so, I realized that Archangel Raphael must be real because he answered me. Anyway, so below me are the names of some very wonderful, very health conscious people, and I thank all of them for their stories and their continuing stories of their journey to recovery. And I am glad now to be a part of their group. And so you can look below and you can listen to what they all have to say about this topic, as well as what I've been telling you. One thing I learned from studying at the University of YouTube was that if you are deficient in vitamin D3, you are probably deficient in magnesium at the same time, because these two components kind of work together in your body, and so you could be you're probably deficient in both of them. So when I went over to the drugstore to get the D3, even before I was instructed to do so, when I went over to the drugstore to get the D3, I also bought some magnesium/calcium tablets, because that's the way they're sold. That's the way they are absorbed into your body. You have to have the calcium and the magnesium at the same time. Otherwise, it just doesn't work. So anyway, I brought all that stuff home last Saturday, and I've been taking the D3 and the magnesium, calcium, and Oh yes, I threw in some B12 because I had it at home and it was still good. So I just tossed that in too. So this is what I've been taking this week, and also the lisinopril, which so far I haven't had any problems with. Perhaps because I'm on such a low dose. So I'm hoping now that I would feel better in a few months. Now, this is what's going on right this minute, and I will call this video a part 1, and perhaps later on in the week, or maybe even not till next Saturday, till I decide what I'm going to say, I will talk about part 2, which will be my past, and how perhaps I may have been vitamin D3 deficient since childhood. Maybe not as bad as this, but it could have been there since childhood. And so right now I would just like to say goodbye. Thanks for watching, and if you learned anything, I hope you did. And if you know anyone, I shouldn't really say that. What I should say is tell all your friends to go get checked for vitamin D3 level, because you just don't know. You just don't know until you just go get a test. A blood test does not cost that much money, and it costs ever so much less money than all the symptoms that you will get and illnesses that you will get if you are deficient and you don't know that you're deficient. You can save yourself a lot of pain and trouble and all kinds of money by just getting checked. Vitamins don't cost as much money as all the other stuff you have to pay for when you're really, 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 really sick. And not to mention loss of work time at work when you have to stay home because you feel horrible. Anyway, goodbye. Until next time, have a great day and get tested for vitamin D3.